Everybody, good morning. Appreciate everybody being here today. I know it's summertime and vacations and all that kind of stuff's going on. Who's going on vacation this summer? A couple of us? All right, all right. Matter of fact, I'll be leaving Friday. It's a cruise to Alaska, but it's a working kind of cruise, and I'm on the board of directors for my local credit union, and it's an at-sea convention, or whatever you want to call it. So it'll be while you're traveling across the sea, you'll do it, then you stop in the ports, and then you don't. So I don't know, still trying to figure out how that's all going to work. But anyway, so yeah, I know it's vacation time for everybody, so appreciate you guys being here. So let's jump right into this. We got the gentleman in today. Come on, roll with me. Whoop, 1 more 2. Stop.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. Okay, I don't know why he's doing this on his own. He's doing something I did.
Oh, you're gonna sign in?
All I did was say start the slideshow.
Sign in after her.
All right, there we go. Dads and Donuts, we got our gentleman here, 5. Come on in, everybody. Make sure you sign in. We are going to do a $25 gift card for Amazon and a shirt for second place. So everybody come in, let's jump into this. Dads and Donuts. The numbers. Am I the only one that follows the numbers, or is everybody else? I think I'm the only one, honestly. I don't think anybody else does, because every time I ask them, what's going on with this? I don't know. Ask somebody who cares. 542 homes were sold in the last 7 days. Last week was what, 680? Something right in that area. So we're a little bit less. The week before it was 7 something. So you can see we're still bouncing around the numbers. The numbers are still playing out. Available months worth of inventory is up slightly at 1.93. Still not a big deal. We're under 2 months worth of inventory, which is still a really good number. Homes are still selling. We just have to make sure we're pricing them correctly. I had a agent yesterday, has a listing. The people own the house for, well, I think they've owned it for probably 10 or 12, 15 years. They've rented it for 10 years. Haven't seen it in probably 8 years. The tenants are leaving, so our agent went over and looked at it and said the house is not destroyed, but beat to death. Probably at least $45,000 worth of repairs just to get it up to snuff. So she explained that to him. It's worth about, I think it was somewhere around $450, something right in that area. She said, let's start at $390. They're like, the son's helping them out, so they're like, yeah, $390 would probably work. We could probably do that. And then they said, okay. She gets them an all-cash offer, $390. They say, well, no, we decided that we deserve more money because we haven't done anything to it. We should make more money than that. And I don't know what their ultimate net was on it. And then they said, remember, it's been on the market now for a week. Oh, by the way, we don't want to pay the buyer agent anymore. It's already on the MLS. You're going to pay a buyer co-op, right? Because August hasn't hit yet, so the co-op's still on there. That will change. So, being the person I am, I said, I mean, probably not the best way to do it. Accept it, or we'll take out the listing off and you can go to hell. That was my thought. Thank God she didn't do that. But you guys, again, and I know you guys are probably sick to death of me hearing about this, we got to start treating this like a business. And I mean, how much are we going to do when they don't want to do? Right? And right now, the only person who cares about selling is her. Right? They want whatever the number is. What are we going to keep doing? We're going to keep messing with this? How do we make money again? Close of escrow. There you go. Not almost. So we got to remember that, guys. Let's see here. Homes from 100,000 to 1,800. That number, 1,900, 1,700. It's pretty close. 400,000, 800,000, 25. Same thing. 24, 25. And you guys, these numbers haven't changed. The numbers on the market, or the total numbers on the market right now, haven't really changed. 5,200, 5,400. I mean, they're bouncing right there. The most important thing we want to make sure we really understand, you guys, we are still selling homes. The market is still very good, despite of all the challenges that we're thrown at every day in this business. So homes are still selling, so make sure you're really watching that. That's just a nicer way of doing it. As you said to your clients, I sent everybody an article on Facebook the other day. Remember, we want to touch our clients. We have to let them know, and they have to know that we are the agents, their friends, their friends that know what's going on in the business. I sent everybody an article the other day on Facebook with the intention to send it to your clients who are doing Airbnbs and doing rentals. Did anybody see it? The guy was fined $180,000 for doing an Airbnb without a license. He fought it. The judge said, thank you, but no thank you, write a check for $180,000. Okay, they're getting serious about it. So make sure you're sending that stuff to your clients who are thinking about doing that, right? So they understand what they're getting into. They need to be licensed, please.
Question, do you have the data between cash versus mortgage?
Not on this one we don't. Yeah, not on this one we don't.
Just curious.
Yeah, the cash isn't like it used to be, but there's still people paying cash, there's no doubt. But I don't have the data for that right now. Stacia, the floor is yours. Give her a big hand, everybody. All right, so no air conditioners are breaking down. It's a great time.
No, so you know what I was gonna say, because it's, yeah, last week it was kind of a flood of heat, right? And so, I wanted to tell, it's a bad story, but
You warned us.
it's a bad story, but it's, you know, I always pride myself on being honest, and so I have a situation going on right now where an agent reached out to me, it'll be 2 weeks on Friday, to say, hey, I have this occupant in this rental, and the AC's not working, and we can't get anybody to, he's like, I just need somebody to fix it. So as I'm finding out more and more and more, and we record the calls that go in, it's better to call me sometimes, because all the calls that go into the claims department are recorded. That's a requirement of the insurance commission. And this is a policy that we've had in place for 14 years. So there's a renter that's been in there for 14 years, and the homeowner has not they've never maintained the AC system, and the property manager is extremely angry. So when I find out that there's a week and a half, we've had 2 service providers out there already. The system, the coils have never been cleaned, and if they clean the coils, it'll damage it even more. So the good thing is if you have the gold or the platinum on our plans, we cover lack of maintenance. So it's not like we wouldn't necessarily cover it. But we've had 2 service providers go out there, and the property manager is so mean that they've refused to come back to do the job. So every time we do that, we have to send someone new out to re-diagnose it, because they can't just take the diagnosis from someone else. And it's slowing it down. And I know that none of you necessarily, you don't specifically practice property management, but you may have clients that are going to purchase a property for an investment purpose, and they ultimately will have a property manager. And okay, so this is a personal opinion, but a really good property manager has some supplies. Maybe they have a couple mini refrigerators that they keep in stock just in case a refrigerator goes, and maybe they have a portable or 2 that they can put in a home to provide some temporary relief for their clients. I think that those are important things that they might have in their arsenal, because things like this may happen, and this is not because somebody's not willing to do the job, because they would do it, but the property manager is so mean that they're like, no, we decline this job.
Who is the property manager?
You're disclosing now.
His name is Dale Jones, and he's with a Remax office. So,
You know, guys, the thing that always drives me crazy about anything that we do in the world. So, are you going to get better service calling somebody and blah, 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 or are you going to get better service and saying, I need you to help, is there something we can do, right? I mean, I don't get how people think, well, if I scream at them, boy, they'll really get excited and want to get something done.
so just know that if you yell at me,
I don't
I'll
get
let
it.
you listen. I'll sit and listen, and I get really quiet, and then when you stop and you say, are you still there? I'll ask if you're done. And then I forward it on to somebody else, because I don't dispatch, and I'm not the authorizations department, and I'm not the claims department, I'm not the purchasing department, and I can't access that information, and I'm here to help navigate things. But I think that you know, you catch more bees with honey than you do with vinegar, and I'm not saying that he can be angry, right? He can be really frustrated, but they've never serviced the system. He's lucky. It sounds like he has a very kind and patient occupant. And I think he's trying to flex some muscle, but the problem is now it just goes back to square one. Because we have service providers that are refusing to do the job, not because they aren't willing to do the job in theory, but they don't wanna deal with the property manager who's been, I mean, I requested some of the calls that he's called in on to hear, and he's been perfectly awful. He's been perfectly awful to me too, but I just handed it right back to him and put him a little bit in his place last week. So I know how I look, but I will do that. And I think we came to, you know, a little bit of a coming to Jesus, for lack of a better way of putting that, but this probably could have been completed, maybe not in 2 days, not saying that, but it could have been completed by now. But now we're working on our third service provider to go out there in this heat, which takes time, because they're busy too, not just with us. They work with other home warranty companies and the general public to come out and assess that situation and give us a report, and then we have to review it and see, you know, and so it just delays those things. And so sometimes
So I wonder,
kindness will get
yeah,
you.
I wonder who the property manager's blaming for all this.
Probably me.
Just curious. Yeah, because he never looks in the mirror.
Right. I mean, I have a couple ex-husbands, guys, and my first one is a little bit of a narcissist, and so he never liked to comment when I said, he would point a finger at me, and I'm like, don't forget, when you point a finger at someone, there's 3 fingers pointed back at yourself. I'm always here to, like say, help educate and understand and, you know, navigate things. I can't create miracles, but I'll always advocate for you and for the right. I'm advocating for this person's 15-year-old, 14-year-old policy and the occupant, not the agent, not the property manager specifically, but I want that homeowner to be, or that renter to be comfortable. It's absurd to think that I wouldn't want that from people. You know, I want people to be happy, but I'm just throwing it out there that yes, there are ways to go about doing business, and so as you work with investors, you know, it's always good to have a little bit of a checklist in place and ask them some questions on their preparedness on should a system fail in a home, how they're going to handle that. And, you know.
I hadn't thought about that, actually. That's a good thing. That's a great question.
You know, I mean, that's the way that your clients are gonna, you know, be happy that you advocated for
So,
them.
by show of hands, how many people have their air conditioner system serviced once a year? Okay, so a couple of us, all right.
And you know what, I would say that it's dusty out here. In 14 years, would you have needed to do it every year? Do it every once in a while. I mean, every 5 years would have probably been better for this one. But we can't clean it, well, we don't do the cleaning, but the service provider can't even clean it off because it'll deteriorate the coils even more. So, you know, it's a phenomenal investment to make. Everything in your house, you change the oil in your car and the tires and the filters, the cabin filters and this and that. Do it for your home too. It's, you know, it's the biggest breathing thing that you have, and it's your biggest investment. And so, you know, investing some money into servicing and maintaining it can be invaluable at the end of the
Absolutely.
day. So,
Good.
if you aren't working with someone that you like, trust, or have confidence in, I'd love the opportunity to run your business.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day to the fathers. All right, let's bring up Heather, her first meeting with the Realty One Group Northwest. Give her a big hand. And we almost were twins today. I almost wore that shirt, and I thought, I'll just see. Okay, I'm going to there's a broker forum today. By the way, the 5-page BBRA now is what they're calling it. Buyer's Brokerage Representative Agreement. I have the 5 pages right now. It's supposed to be finalized. It's not only it's out to the folks yet, but I do have a copy of it. So if anybody wants to take a look at it before it's officially sent out. Sorry about that, Heather. Please.
Hi, everybody. I have had the opportunity to meet some of you guys. If I haven't met you, come say hi to me, or I'll come say hi to you. I do have an office here. I know you guys had Tim Sands in here. He's great. He's obviously still with the company. He's just focusing more on the Southwest office, and then I'm assigned to your office. How many of you guys have used Rock Title before? Awesome. Thank you for your business.
Kathleen, you can come up. Come on. Yeah, come on up, sorry.
And on Tuesdays, Kathleen and I are gonna be sharing that office, so she might have the office, I might kind of be roaming around a little bit. But please say hi. I know a lot of you guys already know the tools, that Rock Title has. If not, we can cover some of those as well, but I just wanted to kind of tell you a little bit, on top of all the great tools that Rock Title has, a few extra things that I'd like to do if you haven't sat down with, someone from Rock. Kind of put together a little like claim your free session, so claim your VIP discovery session. So let's kind of figure out your marketing plan. If you want my 2 cents on it, maybe we can come up with something. We can do a second one, which I'm calling the Backstage Pass, where we can go into tools that we offer. And if you're not set up on them, get you guys set up on those. And then we can always do a follow-up, because I know sometimes with these tools, they're a little overwhelming when you learn everything. So sometimes you guys need that little extra hand holding, and I wanna be here for you guys to help do that. If you weren't here last week, I've been in lending for 22 years. I just retired from that. I have my real estate license, just so I understand a little bit more about what you guys are going through. And I've done all sorts of stuff.
Sir.
I guess my time's up maybe. But there's a lot of stuff I've been focusing on, so you guys have that in here, so I won't keep talking, but come say hi after.
$20 in the hat, sir.
Do you have anything to add, Captain?
Nope, just I'm gonna be here on Tuesdays, except for next week, because I too am going on vacation. But I'm gonna try to be here Tuesdays at least, if not more, during the month. If you have any escrow questions, whether it's with me or another company or another officer, I am here.
And remember, you guys can do all your signings here too. Your
Yes.
clients come here, they'll come here, there's no charge. So anytime you're doing that, they'll be able to do any signings, everything right here.
I work out of the Southwest office off of 215 in Russell. Unfortunately, we're not here.
Yes.
We're sad about that, but, so anyway, I'm down there, but all of our service is still there. Jennifer Crawford, you that may use her, is still there. And we're more than happy to continue to do your escrows.
And you guys are a wealth of knowledge, especially guys, and I said, I told us last week, we've had some issues with a couple of transactions, and I mean, just amazing. She jumped right into it. Even if it wasn't their escrow, she jumped right in and helped out and was right there Johnny on the spot. So a wealth of knowledge, you guys. Make sure you're taking advantage of it and using it.
Thank you. And grab my card, please.
Okay, thank you guys. So on that, let's do, that's over there. I'm sorry, I didn't go through that one. They're going to be doing a class on learn mastering the reels of real estate. That's Wednesday the 12th. Which is tomorrow, 1 o'clock Arizona time. You can guys, by the way, everybody getting their emails, and they have tons of experts that are doing classes. Everybody getting it? I mean, if you're not getting them, you guys need to make sure you let us know or let them know that you're not getting the information, because there's tons and tons of information. We're doing the Wednesday Rev Up is tomorrow, winning the listing and negotiating the sale. And then the Friday the 14th is closing the sale and creating a client for life. Some great classes, you guys, 9 to 11. Make sure you're there if you want. They're live, but you can also do them on Zoom as well. And there's the codes. By the way, you guys, these are not just for new agents. If you need brushing up on anything, the buyers, I teach the buyers class how to work with a buyer and get your offer accepted. If you want to learn the right way to work with a buyer, stop wasting your time and taking them to lunch and dinner. Stop that. Treat it like a business and make some sales. I'll be there to do that. This is the divorce class next Tuesday after our class. Rock Title will be providing lunch, 3-hour C credits. Please make sure you're going to I always screw that up.
Eventbrite.
Yeah, Eventbrite. I always say I think.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, so go to Eventbrite, and just, because only we're doing that, guys, just to register, so we know the certificate that we have to print out, make sure that we have your information on that. It's a great class, and again, it's not how you get divorced, it's how to help people who are getting divorced. Okay, and it's a really good class. Ricky does a great job on that. And then the Juneteenth and Wednesday, we will be off, closed. The office is open, staff won't be here. So everything will be the normal there. And then Kahoot, the 18th, which is before Ricky's class. I won't be here, but the girls are gonna be doing the Kahoot, which is a hoot on Kahoot. If you haven't done it before, guys, it's a really good class. Yes, it's a really fun. There'll be prizes first, second, and third place. And it's just answering questions on your phone, ABCD. It's really a lot of fun, so make sure you're doing that. And then let's do this. Let's bring the gentlemen up. Come on up, gentlemen. And let's get into this. Dads and Donuts. Julius, Chris, Sergio. Calvin. Derek, I don't know why I want to say Calvin.
Calvin's fine.
Yeah, you don't answer anything like we all do. All right, so let's start out first. Introduce yourself. How long have you been in business? Right here, we'll start here.
Christopher DeWitt. I've been with Realty One Group 3.5 years. Been a realtor for 3.5 years as well.
Right. By the way, just so you guys know, last year was Chris's first full year in real estate, 48 transactions. First full year. Good job. Julius?
I'm Julius Uy. I've been here for almost 4 years. Started with a small company before this. I've been in real estate for almost 5.
And I don't know if I know this is correct or not, but I'm gonna say it is. This guy might be the #1 renter in the United States. He did 112 rentals last year. Now, the thing about it is, first off, that's amazing off the hook, but the best, and there's the reason why I always point this out to everybody is, if you're gonna do 112 rentals, you're not taking them to dinner and lunch. I'm gonna send you 3 properties, pick the one you wanna rent. Well, I wanna look at all 700 of them, see you later, go to somebody else, right? He's treated like a business, and if you wanna make money in the real estate, you gotta treat it like a business. That's what I like. I'm so impressed with it. Serge?
I'm Serge Bencourt. I've been here for 2 years.
Young, not, I would say not young, but he got out of the mentee program in probably about 6 months or less. And did his transaction, so he's a great guy. Calvin?
Derek Jolly. I've been doing real estate for about 12 years, and yeah, I do it with my wife and kids.
Beautiful, congratulations. All right, so by the way, you guys, if anybody has any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. So I've got a few questions here that Mackenzie made up for us, but I always like to start with, so Chris, what we're gonna do is we go your way, then everybody go down that way. Chris, what's your morning routine look like? You've got kids, I know that everybody has kids. Some are a little older than others, but what do you got? How do you start your morning?
Start off with the dad topic because that's what this is.
Yeah.
So I have a 3 and 4 year old, and my wife really helps out a lot with the kids, so she helps
And
prep
one in the
them
oven.
to take them to school. Yeah, and one in the oven.
Best
you know,
year,
give it a
what's he
couple of
do?
weeks. Yeah, like a 4-0.
Yeah, exactly. Buy that Corvette, that'll stop you.
Yeah, right. But yeah, morning routine. So I get up, go to the gym. I don't know, about 6 a.m. every morning, and I try to stick to like a set schedule, just to make it to where I can still prospect every day. I feel like that contributes to a lot of the success that I've had in my first few years of real estate. Just setting that time aside, I try, between 9 and 2 when I don't have appointments to really prospect if I can, and then, appointments will fall in. A lot of times as realtors, we're working around, client schedules and just trying to make whatever work so we can put a deal in the contract. So I try to accommodate for that as well. With that being said, sometimes I have longer days. For example, yesterday, I left the house at 8 a.m. after I went to the gym. I didn't get back till about 6:30 p.m. Then I was showing houses all day. When I could take a break, I'd run to Starbucks, write up a contract if I had to, and it's kind of what the day looks like. It's not always constant.
So when you're at the gym and you have your earbuds in, what do you listen to?
So sometimes I listen to motivational videos. I know Eric Thomas
Yep.
came in and spoke at the Realty One Group Summit Conference, and I listen to him a lot. And then music, rock or hip hop, stuff like that.
Okay, keep you motivated, good.
Yeah.
All right, Julius, what's your morning look like?
So just like Chris, I only have one son, but my son is older. He's gonna turn 24 this year. So my morning routine.
Hey, it's still, trust me, I know this, you're still in your life every day, okay?
Oh yeah. I mean, he still shares where he's at, what he's doing. So it's kind of like we don't really lose track. But my morning normally starts at the gym, just like Chris. I don't ever skip. Actually, I have to wake up early so that I can be on time. But the rest of the day, I'm blessed with, like the reason why I have a lot of rental clients is I do have, you create your bond with property managers, and I do have three that trust me enough, so they use me as their showing agents. So normally that keeps me busy. Email comes all day, Monday to Sunday. I do have some spare time, for my wife always, which is Saturday morning. We normally run together just to, stay healthy. But other than that, just like Chris, I do whenever the clients are available. But just as Jeff said, when I'm dealing with the rental, there's a little bit different way on how to do it. No more than 5, ideally around 3 the most. And then they have to pick whichever they want. If they don't want it, then they can find another agent because I don't charge money anyways. So that's kind of like how my day goes.
Oh boy, well, my schedule is flexible. I take my daughter, my 21-year-old daughter, to work. I guess that's where I start. Now, everyone goes to the gym. It's a must. As a guy, we have to do that because we help, I guess, deal with the stress and everything that piles up as we go along our day in this world. But my day, it's very flexible. Right now, I should be sleeping because I actually work at night. I'm a Lyft Uber driver. So nights is my thing, and that's where I promote my business, whether it's in social media or the 350 clients that go through my car every single week. Now, unfortunately, this year has been a little bit dry for me. Last year was a really good year, and but I mean, I'm still hopeful. I do go to the gym, but different hours. It could be in 2 in the morning, or it could be in the 5 in the afternoon, which I don't like because there's a lot of people. And that's my schedule. I mean, I try to stay busy and focus on if there's clients, if there's people that just, calling for inquiry, just wanting to know how the market is and want to get some information, but that's about it. It's not been a really good year for me. It didn't start it, but I'm still hopeful that things will pick up.
By the way, Julius, I forgot to ask you about your gym. What do you listen to?
So I started to like country music. We went to Nashville about a couple weeks ago, and I really can listen to the music because it's like story. Like the other music, I just hear the tone. I think I like it better, so I'm listening to that right now.
Good, you're good. Country music's good. Serge, I didn't ask you, what do you listen to when you're at the gym?
Well, I listen mostly old school music, old jams, throwback music, sometimes motivational gym music. That's the thing for me. But when I'm at home, I'm actually listening to gospel music. It puts me into an ease because I'm stressed out or things are happening in my life that I can't control. I can only control what comes out of me. So yeah, gospel music does that for me.
Beautiful. Derek, what's your day look like?
It's different with the summertime and the school days, right? So we have 4 kids. We got a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 10-year-old, 13-year-old. So it's, my wife tries to have a schedule, but I'm like, no, let's not do a schedule. Let's
Dude, put a TV in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Holy.
So every day seems to be a little different, and our kids go to like 4 different schools, so that's really fun. So we're taxis in the morning, we're Uber drivers also. But yeah, it seems like wake up, kids go to school at different times, trying to feed them. It's chaos. It's what it is. And then one of us tries to get to the office by like 9 or 9:30, and then the other one stays at home. And so we kind of have a good little system going where we take turns, which is helpful.
So do you do it where she'll take one client, and if you can, then you'll take it, or do you work with buyers and she does all sellers, or?
No, good question. So depends on the client. Typically, she takes like women clients and people that she we both are born and raised in Vegas, so we have people that we've known a long time, and so referrals. We kind of decide at the beginning who's going to get this one, and then sometimes it's both of us. So, but I usually do the showings. I'll take people on showings, and then she'll do whatever needs to be done in the background and help me when I'm making mistakes.
So you're not doing the gym, you're running around 14,000 steps a day,
I
but
mean,
you guys are doing.
I do the gym. I don't know.
What's the music you listen to when you do go?
And you know what? Lately, I've been listening to like audiobooks. I like memoirs. Like I listened to Andre Agassi a couple weeks ago. I even listened to Britney Spears' book a couple weeks ago, and right now I'm listening to Ronda Rousey's book. So I like listening to that biography.
Oh, interesting. All right, cool. Cool. All right, let's start back up here. So, what strategies, Chris, have you developed over the years to manage the demands of both the real estate career and your family life? What strategies?
So.
I mean, guys, hold that thought. The
Go
only thing
ahead.
I will say, ladies, and I've said this, and everybody makes no bones about it, and I'll be the first one to admit it, my wife does 95% of everything, and I do about 5% or less. Okay, so I know that for sure. So, back to you, Chris.
Yeah, like Jeff said, you know, my wife just does everything, and
Yeah.
no, I mean occasionally. Well, I would say probably like 2 days a week I'll go pick my kids up from school. Right now, my wife's in nursing school, but you know she hasn't worked in like 7 years, so this nursing school thing, last 2 or 3 years, she's been kind of dealing with that, and it's been a lot of work, but she still maintains, helping get the kids ready for school. And then driving them to preschool. But they're in preschool usually from about, 7:30 to 3:30-ish roughly every day. And I'll pick them up when I don't have appointments or don't have time. I actually look forward to getting to pick them up, getting the opportunity when I'm not busy. And kind of alleviating a little bit with my wife so she can focus on like her nursing school and stuff and do all that extra homework. But yeah. It's kind of what that looks like. I mean, it's chaos a lot of times.
That's just what it sounds like for a lot of us still, even today, it's still that way. Julius?
Mine is simple because it's only like me and my wife at home now. So I normally cook for us like once a week, pretty much. We don't really eat a lot either, just mostly eggs. That's what she likes. So when I'm home early, I cook 3 eggs and that's pretty good. So pretty much it's not difficult to do.
Wow.
I normally work Monday, except for Saturday, as I've said, that's normally a day for her. I work Monday to Friday, whatever clients need, and I also work on Sundays, just because to alleviate the load on Mondays. So pretty much, that's my balance right now, just work when I can, help any clients that I can, whenever I can, but again, Saturdays could also be sticky, because if it's a buyer or a seller that I need to meet, then my wife understands that if I don't make a sale, then I'm not gonna bring money. So she knows that. But as long as we could spend that morning from 7 to 10:30 at the gym, will be okay.
I think the biggest thing, you guys, is, and I know the ladies are doing the same thing. Pick a day off that you're gonna have and have that as your day off, and let everybody know, this is my schedule. I'm taking every Tuesdays, or whatever the time frame is. I mean, you guys, the thing, and I said this, Jack Woodcock, everyone would like to know Jack Woodcock, his license number is like 6. Okay, he's been in here forever, and I used to run his office, and me and him debated this all the time. We when I ended up leaving, we left friends, but we still debated it. He says real estate is 24 hours, and I said, no, it isn't. This is a job, not my life. And we debated it, so I think that we gotta make sure we have a balance. I know the ladies did. I'm gonna work, but on Tuesdays, I'm off. And as long as your clients know that and they understand that, I think that's how we keep this, because you can't keep doing this 7 days a week. Okay, because you're gonna hate doing what you're doing. So you gotta have that balance of getting away from it all, whatever that even looks like. Serge?
For me, well, since I'm single, I don't have wife and kids at home. I'm a workaholic. If I have a chance to work, I'm out there. Whether I'm doing Uber, Lyft, or I'm showing homes, or talking to clients or whatnot, I'm out there. The only reason I'll be home is to sleep. That's the only reason. Take showers, of course. And but other than that, I mean, my kids are already grown. It's 22, 21, and 17. So I do spend time with them, especially with a 17-year-old, which is 4 times a week. But the time I spend with her is like about an hour. We go, talk about what happened in her day in school. And she's out of school, and then we make plans for the next following week. But other than that, it's just for me staying busy. It has been for me a journey, and I know I have to slow down. But although I'm in my 47s, I feel in my 25s because I have so much energy. So it's I don't feel it. but people tell me, you know, what do you do to keep that energy and just eat properly, you know, I eat tons of proteins, eggs, and meats that have a lot of protein. I try to stay away from red meats, so I eat fish and chicken. Those are the things I mostly cook and mostly like. Oh, tons of avocado. I have to have avocado in almost every meal. And that's, you know, that's pretty much how I balance my life. And gym has to come at least 3 to 4 times a week. I can't go every day because then I'll burn out. Other than that, just if something comes up, I gotta be prepared. That's how I do it. And days off, sometimes I take it Wednesdays, sometimes I take it Sundays, depending on how I'm feeling and what's going on. If there's not much going on during the week, and then I'll take Wednesday off so I can have my, you know, Sunday maybe if something comes up. Because sometimes things come up in the weekend, and I don't want to let them go, because if I let it go, and then, you know, I'm losing an opportunity there to make business.
That makes sense. Derek, you guys have a hectic life.
No, I mean, to be honest with you, sometimes I'm like, okay, good, I gotta go to work today, I gotta just chill. So there's that, but also when I am home, it is nice. I enjoy like working outside, working on my yard, and so even yesterday I was able to. We have chickens, so if you need eggs, let me know. So I enjoy working on the chickens and all that stuff. So that's just kind of finding time for myself. And I feel like Saturdays sometimes we're showing homes, you know. So I don't know if there's a specific day where we take off, but sometimes it's just random. Like a Wednesday, we'll chill this Wednesday, you know. Or so, but finding, you know, a day a week or every other week, because I feel like it's important to take some time for yourself.
Good. Yeah, I guess I don't disagree with that. Looking back, is there anything you wish you had done differently in balancing your career or family? I mean, Chris, you're still young, you both have young kids still, you and Derek, so, anything that you, looking back, said, man, I wish I'd have done this a little bit different instead of that?
So it's kind of a work in process right now. I'm trying to spend, you know, as much time as I can with my kids when I'm not out working, and then time block, you know, specific times like in the afternoons, on the weekends, for the kids, take them out to do stuff, and kind of say no to the clients, or, you know, either push them to the end of the day or something along those lines.
Make sure first thing you do, you put a TV in your master bedroom. Okay, put one there for starters. Julius, anything you wish you could have changed looking back?
Honestly, I've been in the US for almost 25 years. I wish I could have started real estate that time when I first moved to Vegas. I have my degree in accounting. Numbers always not normal for me. It's easy. It's just close to go. Doesn't bother me at all. But you know, before real estate, I you know, I'm in the service industry. You know, like a good car salesman back home. But when I moved here, no one wanna give me an opportunity, because at that time there's no internet, right? 25 years ago, so they couldn't confirm where you work, who you are. So I was like, okay, fine, maybe, whatever. So then it just started with food. This food is where easy to find a job. Driving for restaurants, you know, Domino's as a driver, become a GM within the same year, and then Starbucks after for good 5 years. You know, assistant to training GM. So technically speaking, I don't have a problem with people. If you put something on the wall, I can talk to that person. You know, I don't have a problem saying that. I'm never shy, but I'm always respectful of people, and I don't have a problem teaching. So then, you know, I was just like, I could have started this way sooner than about 5 years ago. And again, blessing in disguise when I lost my job with Kings for whatever reason. I worked there for 11 years, but I felt that I think that was the blessing. You know, that hey, in the restaurant you can earn as much as you can, because you can earn bonuses, and I do maximize everything. The problem is here, you work more, you get more. You lose more, you earn more. So
Your income's unlimited.
yeah, that's kind of like what I'm looking back. I could have started this, you know, business a lot sooner than 5 years ago.
Good. Serge?
Well, I jumped from construction industry to the real estate industry. It's different. Now, could I have done it sooner? Probably, but I enjoy working with my hands. I'm an outdoor kind of guy. I I always told my ex-wife I didn't want a job that requires me to be in the office, do paperwork, because I just didn't like paper pushers. And here I am, I'm working in the office and pushing paper sometimes. And you never know, God works in mysterious ways, takes you out of a place and puts you where you actually should be in order to transform you who you need to be down the line in the future. And it's a process. It's not an overnight thing. I'm still working on getting. It's very different in construction, but for me, it's that constant movement that I got to be on top of things. I got to write it down because out of sight, out of mind. So it's if I don't see it, I forget about it. Sometimes I forget I got a client and they're waiting for me, and then they text me, "Hey, have you checked this out?" I was like, "No, I forgot about you." But it's a process. I wish, yes, I had a little bit more of coordination, and that's been a little bit of a struggle for me. But other than that, what have I changed? Really, not much. I mean, I kind of am in the place where I think I should be. I decided to get my license 2 years ago because my kids were already grown. I knew that this industry takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, so I didn't want to be more like an absent dad per se, because I already work construction, and I don't know. It's just for me, it was a change. And when I went into real estate, I think I was ready for it, but I wasn't expecting for the things that I've been going through. But it's a process. I've been learning and I'm evolving into what I need to become.
Beautiful, beautiful. Derek, looking back, anything?
We had opportunities, when we first started doing real estate, Casey started doing it a while before I did, and so it was in the short sale time, and so she would help, another agent with all of his short sales. And so, when the market was down and, I was doing home inspections at the time, and anyway, so we were able to buy some rental properties, so I guess looking back then, holding on to them and not selling them, that would be cool to have a bigger portfolio of rental properties right now.
Yeah, I did the same thing. We sold them all off, and now you're like, now you can't afford them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but they made money at the time, so that's good. All right. Chris, do you network with any other dads or somebody in a similar field that you guys discuss a balance of work life?
So I do, I mean, even a few people from the brokerage, like Alex Gutierrez, like I try to chat with him, I know he's got some kids. In passing from time to time, it's like, hey, what are you doing? And it's like, hey, we're constantly busy, we constantly got appointments, we're constantly looking, where's that next deal? How are we gonna keep the pipeline full? So I do try to network with other dads, and even moms. Moms are kind of on the same boat. Like it's a lot of work to handle your family and real estate at the same time.
Yeah, give the ladies props for doing it honestly. They probably, the truth be known, they do a much better job than all the guys do. Honestly, because they got a lot more to do. That's for sure. Serge, you do it? Networking with any other dads, any other business owners? How do you, what do you do?
When I get busy and I have especially rental questions, I come to Julius. He's the expert here. Other than that, I do talk to Chris as well. But when there's nothing going on, the only network that I talk to Alba and her husband time to time. Other than that, I go into the social media and sometimes there's some good questions and good information out there, and I try to give my best advice or try to get a good advice, and that's the way I kind of like network, even outside, I guess, other title companies as well, and I talk to them if I have a question and whatnot, but that's about it. That's how I network.
Julius, I'm sorry I skipped you. What do you have?
So I do have my about 6 or 7 Filipino fathers that I've been friends with the kids since elementary school. I do have some church people that I also connect with. I do have some Facebook friends all the way to my country. Some actually already referred somebody from here. But other than that, like these guys I always talk to, especially Chris. kind of like our own Filipino group here, so, but, I mean,
Squad.
or we also have, you know, like,
We're Filipino.
all race, you know, like, Tiffany is in our group, so, right? She's in our group, so, again, it's not only Filipino girls and you know, dads and moms, but, you know, I don't have a problem connecting with anybody. At the end of the day, it's just, you know, like the normal people that I work with and church people and, you know, who I meet on the street.
Good. Derek, you have a dad's group or?
It seems I'm missing out on this group. You
Right,
guys.
yeah.
Enjoy, you know?
Yeah. Water's fine, come on.
No, I have a few buddies, like the firemen. Sometimes when I like drop my kid off at school, there's another dad there, and so we're kind of like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And he's like, he's off, you know, so I don't know, go like on field trips with the kids sometimes. But yeah, no.
I love it, I love your honesty. But the one thing I do like, and that's the thing that's the one thing I do like the most, you guys, when we do these classes, or business meetings, or we do see, whatever we're doing is, everybody getting to know each other. That's how this keeps this thing spinning, because we all getting along and hanging out together. Chris, you ever faced burnout? And if so, how'd you overcome it?
Yeah, I mean, there's been quite a few times where it's just been like overwhelming. I think one time last year, I had 13 escrows going on at the same time, and it was just a lot. Like I was to the point where I was like, man, I don't want to keep doing this. Like this is just so much business, and it's so much to try to keep on top of. And there were times where like small things would, you know, fall through the cracks. Hey, it's a good problem to have, but at the same time.
But still, nonetheless, you guys, it's still a
Yeah.
problem, man. If you have 3 escrows, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, burnout, I mean, it's a real thing, you know, you get tired of it, and it's like, I don't wanna, you know, wake up and start prospecting again, like, I'm just focused on just getting these deals to the closing table.
Well, then the beauty about it, I think the way you guys do it is that if there is some days like, you know what? Today I'm not gonna work, right? It's just, I don't feel like it today. I'm not feeling the love. And that's the beauty about what we do is you can do that. I mean, that's the thing that's so great about our business is you pick and choose the times and hours you wanna work. That's the best part that we do. So how did you do it? You go skiing? I seen you rode,
So I
you
go-
ran a Corvette a couple days?
I try to play golf, well, I was playing golf every Sunday, now my wife's in clinical, so I don't have that time anymore, but, that was something that I did to try to take, you know, 6 hours every Sunday. I'd golf with like a huge group of retired military guys, and just kinda hang out, you know, have a few drinks and, you know, play golf. You know, have a little bit of fun,
Yep,
you
the
know,
18th
throwing it
hole,
back,
the
you
19th
know.
hole was my favorite.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right,
that was
hang
my
out
best
that
one.
way, so.
Julius, burnout, what did you do?
Honestly, my first year in real estate, I don't know what happened. Just like you, I did Uber. And I was like, nothing's happening right. And I was about to quit. I called another guy from Lee Barrett's group, because I met him through Facebook. He was like, you know, I did the same thing like you. I did 1 sale in my first year, because I was, what should I do? I've been working. I've been doing everything that I can. But the good thing is I never stopped Uber, so I still earn money. But it's like, should I just focus on something else?
Yeah.
I think that was the first burnout I really felt in a job, because I always make things work. Regardless of where you put me, I'll always find a way to make it work. There's at one point that I was like, do I want to give up? Because I don't ever give up. But it's a good thing I called that guy, and he was like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I work it good. So.
Good,
I don't get
Sergio,
too much.
burnout? What'd you do
No,
to
not
fix
really.
it?
I haven't gotten to that point. I mean, for me, it was backwards. The first year, I made 3.6 million of sales, and like I said, I came from construction. I'm not scared of hard work and long hours. So for me, I haven't gotten to that point, you know, burnout. You know, but if you don't burn out and you want to pass some plans,
Yeah.
13, that's what we get out of
you
it,
know,
let us know.
But I haven't got to that point in my second year. Like I said, I started second year a little bit too slow, too quiet. So doing Uber and Lyft, that's how I pass my business cards to potential clients. And hopefully, you know, when things pick up, I do get worked, and waiting for Chris to send me some too. But no, I haven't experienced burnout per se.
Well, that's good, that's good. Derek?
I don't necessarily burn out from doing so many escrows, but I feel like I have like a little burnout every week. I think last week I told my wife, I was like, I'm going through my midlife crisis. Like, you just need to like chill out a little bit. So no, I think it's, again, going back to just, I like taking baths.
Long walks on the beach.
Sometimes.
Casey's like, dang.
Yeah, not in the summertime, it's too hot, but, no, I feel like there's constantly little burnouts, just life's busy, life's crazy. And, whether that's real estate, kids, church stuff, or take care of chickens, or whatever, man, it's just, there's always little burnouts for me.
How old, did you say your kids were 5, 8?
5, 6, 10, and 13.
I'm burned out already, okay? Wow, you guys got a hectic life. All right, anybody have any questions?
Just a little chime in, my mechanic, he looks like some of you guys up there who's worn out, overwhelmed, tired, wife.
Hang on, you guys came up with brother. Right.
You know, wife
Just trying a little bit of the
neck.
best.
And he's like, Erica, you know, I'm just my wife, you know, she it's a lot. And so my advice to him was, you have to be a little selfish.
Yep.
That's just my own, I mean, it's sad to say whether the wife or the kids are unhappy about it, but you have to pick a week, I say a week, to just be selfish. I don't wanna be bothered.
Honey, I'm gonna go to Cabo for a week, I'll see you later.
You don't have to be selfish every day, but some days you just have to, like, can you leave me alone? I don't wanna be bothered. I mean, it is what it is.
I get it.
Relax, you need to, you know, get a massage, you know, get your feet rubbed. And a lot of women don't quite understand that about their husbands. Just leave them alone. Give them a week alone. Give them 2 weeks alone.
Now, you guys, I think that you're 100% correct. The women too, women need to get away from it as well. Like you said, they have, honestly, guys, women have a lot harder job than all the guys do. There's no doubt in my mind about that. At least in my house, that's the way it is. Chris, one last question. How do you involve your family in understanding the demands of your job? Now, Casey and Derek, you guys, you know the demands. How do you make sure your wife understands? Because honestly, I think a lot of people, depending on what your spouse does. I mean, I've had my wife say to me before, "What are you tired? What do you do all day?" What do you mean what I do all day? Right? Yeah, but I'm fired. I'm a fireman. Okay? So, anyways, how do you make her understand the demands of your job? Hey, Randy, I gotta go show home at 3 o'clock today, but I thought we were having the baby. Blah blah blah. How do you do that?
So after doing this for 3.5 years, when I first started, I was active duty in the military, working, 8, 9 hours a day, and I would do real estate after work. So we kind of had this understanding, like, hey, I'm gonna try this business thing out, see where it goes, and that's where I guess we kind of pushed it into our schedule and kind of made it work. But there's a lot of times that I just take my family with to like showings or listing appointments, and they'll hang out. We'll drive to the other side of town, go to Henderson. Hey, I gotta put a lockbox for sale sign up, and then we'll go get lunch or dinner or something afterwards, whatever time of day it is. So we try to kind of do it together sometimes.
Wow. Okay, good. Julius?
My wife is used to it since, we were dating. I'm always in sales, so like she knows that I need to produce to make money. So it's like Chris, sometimes he'll go with me to one showing. It's like 2 or 3 showings and I'll just come back and pick her up. But for the most part, my son has been gone since I started real estate or been in another state for school. So he has not really seen how I do this job, but in the restaurant it's the same thing. You work long hours. It's just that you have a cap. Here, you can work long hours, but you can earn unlimited. So that's kind of like how it works for us, and she understands it completely.
Serge?
Well, for me, my kids are already grown. I'm single, so I have.
Are you putting that vibe out to everybody? Hey, by the way,
I don't have to
I
worry
like long
about.
walks on the beach, vacation home in Cabo, I mean, what are you doing?
Any single ladies out there?
I don't have, like this guy's situation, and I'm like, I don't know, I stay focused on what I do. I for sure need to at least have 3 or 4 dinner sessions with my 17-year-old daughter. Like I said, I don't want to be an absent dad. My other 2 kids, I still see them. I take one to work and the other one, I check time to time. It's a 22-year-old man that's trying to figure out his own ways to go. He's at that age where He thinks he got everything figured out, so I gotta let him be and only wait for him to actually come to me to ask for advice or whatnot. And that's when I get him. But other than that, he understands that for me, real estate, I've always been a hard worker, long hours, and he's used to that. Now, I was never an absent dad, but he does feel a little bit neglected, and I tell him, well, you're a grown man now, you're not a little kid, right? So if you don't hear from me, it's because I'm waiting for you to come to me. I'm not gonna come and nag you or bother you and make you feel that I'm robbing your business, because once he told me that was too much in his business, so I had to back off, right? And the only reason I was there is because I wanted to know what was his plan. As a man, I need to know what you wanna do so I can help you, not because I wanna nag you. So when he told me, hey, you gotta stay back, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay back. I'm gonna grant your wish. And now he's feeling it. My daughters, well, they're daddy's girls, so I'll always have constant communication with them, and they understand. My 21-year-old daughter actually wants to become a realtor, but she sees sometimes my struggle and she thinks about it. So like, I don't want to do that. Well, this is what it comes. This is what the territory is. Everything that you want, if it comes easy, it will go easy. Everything that is permanent and good, it's gonna be hard. And it's just basically talking to them and being there as much as they let me be in their lives, because now they're grown, right? Someday, I will remarry again or start dating, but until then,
I think he's putting that out there again.
I'm enjoying my peace right now. Let's just put it that way.
I mean, listen, everybody wants to be a real estate agent, but it's actually a challenge doing it.
Yeah.
Like, the challenge is doing it. Everything said we don't do anything in real estate. And until you're in it, you don't really realize, wow, you do a lot. Derek?
Kind of like, yeah, taking, I got my daughter's 13, I've taken her to some showings before, especially if I'm showing people with like little kids. She's actually very helpful and can help watch the kids, and then, yeah, throw my boys in the car and go on an adventure to, put on lock boxes and things like that, so just find little things that way.
You guys, before we finish up, I just have to say one thing, that I personally feel like a complete freaking jackass. There's 5 seats up there. Joel was supposed to be sitting up there. I didn't call him up because I'm freaking stupid. And I see the seat over there, I'm thinking, why is there an empty seat over there? And then I just look around and said, I was supposed to have Joel up here. So anyways, I apologize to you on that. So, your daughter can have an extra donut on that one, how about that? So, anybody wanna ask a question, these gentlemen, before we quit, please?
I see you're really busy, but I want to know what technology or software do you find
There you go. Great question.
indispensable to get your agenda?
Technology there, or that you guys are using?
CRMs, I feel like CRMs play a huge role in, being able to filter leads as they come in. I do paid leads, and having a CRM like auto kick out a text and an email, auto follow up for me, and then, if they respond, it's like, okay, this one's
What CRM do you use?
So I use Follow Up Boss, and I know there's
Okay.
a lot of similar ones
Yep.
like that. I mean, it's a paid system. I know we have our own
Yep,
CRM
yep.
that's free, but I've had a lot of success with that system.
That,
So
Daniela
it's
Hill uses that,
appreciated, right?
she taught a class on follow-up boss, she said it was amazing. So I think it's definitely something to work at. Julius, technology that you use?
So honestly, I don't know, maybe just cheap or something, but I use our free system. I use our CRM. So, but I do it in a way that is more personal. Like I put them in there with normal emails every month. But once I close a deal, whatever you are, renter, buyer, seller, there's always a follow-up every 2 months, just to say hi. So my appointments in my phone is like, with every, just to say hi. If they don't pick up the phone, then just leave a voicemail or text, or shoot them a business card to remind them more.
It's a touch.
Yeah, and before real estate, I don't do Instagram, I don't do Facebook, so I just post stuff in there. Like I try to make it a little bit different, like use, some people say, or even my wife tells me your posts are boring. So then, Christian and Chris teach me how to do CapCut, so I started to learn how to do those simple things, just to make a catchy post.
What did you call it?
CapCut.
CapCut. CapCut.
CapCut?
CUC. It's like an app that you can create, like put pictures and it'll create video.
Oh,
They have a
okay.
bunch of video templates on
Yeah.
there.
Wow.
With music. So
Okay.
I learned that from Christian actually. So
Wow.
kind of like just do that. So Instagram, Facebook, and my own. Our CRM with Realty One.
Serge, what do you do?
Almost the same thing, I use, the CRM that we have, but I'm more of an old school. I write things down, put it on the side of my nightstand, so that way when I wake up, I see what I need to do, if I need to do anything, if I need to follow up, sometimes I do forget, but I'm not much of a tag type of guy. I do use a lot of social media, I have learned to as well, but, try and error. I make, my own content, when I have time. That's as much as technology I will use.
Beautiful. Derek? Technology.
Casey?
Oh, I was like, what's he gonna say?
Right, to say Casey, my technology.
I don't know. I answer my phone and I don't.
Hey, that's a big one right there. Answer your phone.
Yeah,
Right?
answer your phone.
Yeah, if you're gonna do anything, answer the damn phone.
But yeah.
We use Close,
Okay.
CLOZE is a CRM. It's just really easy and it's inexpensive and you just see everyone in one pipeline.
Oh, okay, close. All right, everybody, guys, I appreciate you guys. Give them a big hand, everybody. Great job, you guys, great job. Joel, I apologize again. All right, so let's finish this up. Oh, Katie, we need to do the drawing. So come here and pick the number random generator. Let's see here. Okay, so, Friday, starting this Friday, I will not be in the office until the following Monday. And I know this is gonna suck, but I will not have cell service. So nobody could call me or leave me a message. So don't. I'm not returning the call. We'll be gone, like I say, thank God. And that's gonna be my burnout to get away from being burned out, is not answering the phone. I had an agent call me at 6:30 on Sunday morning. Yeah, I didn't call. I didn't call her back, nor did I take the message. Okay, I'm not that silly about it. At 6:30 in the morning on a Sunday? Come on now. Let's get real. I think that's it. All right, what do we got? Remember generator. $25 gift card to Amazon.
Mika.
Famika, good job, good job. Give her a big hand. And then the last one is a t-shirt. Yvette, a t-shirt.
Well, we have t-shirts.
Yeah, we have t-shirts that you can pick. We got the really cool pink ones.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, on that note, I think that's all I have. Have an amazing week, you guys. Appreciate